Let me be perfectly clear from the very beginning. If you take only one thing away from this, let it be this. According to every major piece of scientific research, every nutritional analysis, and every agricultural standard, there is no significant nutritional difference between a white-shelled egg and a brown-shelled egg. The color of the eggshell has absolutely no bearing on its protein content, its vitamin density, its cholesterol level, the quality of its fat, or the taste of the egg inside. I will repeat that. The shell color does not determine the nutritional value or the health profile of the egg. So, why do they look different? Why does one cost more? And why has this myth persisted for so long? The answer is as simple as it is fascinating: genetics. The color of an eggshell is determined by one thing and one thing only: the breed of the hen that laid it. Think of it like human hair color. A person with blonde hair isn't inherently healthier than a person with brown hair. It's simply a genetic trait. It's the same with hens. Generally speaking, hens with white earlobes tend to lay white eggs. You heard that right, we're talking about chicken earlobes. Breeds like the Leghorn, which are often used in large-scale commercial farming because they are smaller, eat less feed, and are incredibly efficient layers, produce pristine white eggs. On the other hand, hens with red earlobes and darker feathers tend to lay brown eggs. Breeds like the Rhode Island Red or the Plymouth Rock are larger birds, they consume more feed, and they lay brown eggs. Because they are more expensive to raise, the cost of their eggs is passed on to you, the consumer. That higher price tag has created a powerful psychological illusion, a classic case of you get what you pay for. We see a more natural brown color and a higher price, and our brains are wired to assume it must be superior, more organic, or healthier. But it is a fallacy, a marketing-induced misconception. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's crack open this topic, if you will, and look at what actually does matter when it comes to the quality and nutritional value of an egg. Because while shell color is irrelevant, there are other factors that make a world of difference. The true determinants of an egg's health profile are the hen's diet, its environment, and its overall welfare. The single most important factor influencing the nutritional content of an egg is what the hen eats. A hen is a biological factory, and the quality of its raw materials dictates the quality of its output. A hen that is fed a standard commercial diet of corn and soy will produce a perfectly fine, nutritious egg. However, a hen that is allowed to forage on pasture, eating a diverse diet of grasses, insects, worms, and seeds, will produce a nutritionally superior egg. This is not a guess, this is established scientific fact. Studies, such as those published in the journal Poultry Science, have consistently shown that pasture-raised eggs have a markedly better nutritional profile. They contain significantly higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s are the crucial good fats that are famously anti-inflammatory, support brain health, and are essential for cardiovascular function. They also have much higher levels of vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects our cells from damage. Furthermore, pasture-raised eggs contain more vitamin A, which is vital for vision and immune function. The yolks of these eggs are often a deeper, more vibrant orange color, and that color comes from the carotenoids, antioxidants like beta-carotene, that the hen ingested from her natural diet. So, the yolk color can be a visual clue to the hen's diet, but the shell color remains irrelevant. The next critical factor is the living conditions of the hen. You will see terms like cage-free, free-range, and pasture-raised on egg cartons, and it's vital to understand what these mean. Cage-free simply means the hens are not kept in battery cages, but they are typically still confined to a crowded barn with limited space to move. Free range is a step up, implying the hens have some degree of access to the outdoors, though the quality and size of that outdoor space are not strictly defined and can be minimal. The gold standard is pasture-raised. This term, especially when accompanied by a third-party certification like Certified Humane or Animal Welfare Approved, means the hens spend a substantial amount of their time outdoors on pasture, with plenty of space to roam, forage, and exhibit natural behaviors. Why does this matter for your health? A less stressed, healthier hen that can move freely and eat a natural diet produces a better egg. Stress and poor health can impact the quality of any animal product. Therefore, the welfare of the hen is indirectly but directly linked to the nutritional quality of the food you are putting on your plate. Now, let's address another common myth, the cholesterol question. For years, eggs were demonized because of their cholesterol content. One large egg contains about 186 milligrams of cholesterol, all of which is in the yolk. The fear was that dietary cholesterol would directly translate to high blood cholesterol, increasing the risk of heart disease. However, decades of subsequent research have completely overturned this notion. For the vast majority of people, dietary cholesterol has a very minimal impact on blood cholesterol levels. The liver produces cholesterol every single day. When you eat more cholesterol from food, your liver simply produces less. When you eat less cholesterol, your liver produces more. It's a tightly regulated system. The real culprits for raising unhealthy LDL cholesterol are not eggs, but saturated fats and, especially, trans fats. The current dietary guidelines have removed the strict limit on dietary cholesterol, reflecting this new understanding. Eggs, in fact, can improve your cholesterol profile by increasing the levels of good HDL cholesterol. They are a powerhouse of nutrition, providing high-quality protein that is complete with all 9 essential amino acids, choline for brain and liver health, lutein and zeaxanthin for eye health, and a host of B vitamins. To avoid the most nutritious part of the egg, the yolk, based on an outdated fear, is to miss out on one of nature's most perfect foods. So, we have established that shell color is a genetic trait, that the hen's diet and environment are what truly matter, and that eggs are a healthy part of most diets. But the story doesn't end there. The perception of brown eggs being healthier is so ingrained that it has shaped the entire industry. In many parts of the United States, brown eggs are marketed as a premium product. They are often sourced from the larger, more expensive to raise breeds and are sometimes sold in fancier cartons with words like natural or farm fresh emblazoned on them. This reinforces the consumer's bias. In other parts of the world, the preference is reversed. In New England, for example, brown eggs have traditionally been the norm, while in many European countries, white eggs are perfectly acceptable. There is also a tactile difference that people notice. Brown eggshells are typically slightly thicker and harder to crack than white eggshells. This is again a function of the breed, not quality. This perceived toughness can subconsciously signal a stronger or better egg to some people. But it has no impact on the delicate membrane and the precious cargo inside. Let's talk about taste, because this is where many people swear they can tell a difference. Can you taste the difference between a white and a brown egg? The answer is a resounding no, if all other factors are equal. In a blind taste test, with eggs from hens fed the same diet and raised in the same conditions, no one can consistently identify an egg by its shell color. However, If you are comparing a standard white egg from a factory-farmed hen with a brown egg from a pasture-raised hen, you will absolutely taste a difference. The pasture-raised egg will likely have a richer, more complex flavor and a creamier texture. But you are tasting the difference in the hen's life, not the color of its shell. You are tasting the grass, the insects, the sunshine. The shell color is just a coincidence. So, what should you do the next time you are at the supermarket? Ignore the shell color completely. Do not let it influence your decision for a second. Instead, train your eye to look for the important labels. Look for pasture-raised as your top priority. If that is not available or too expensive, free-range is a good second choice. Cage-free is a step above conventional caged eggs, but it's a relatively low bar. Also, look for certifications like Certified Humane or Organic. The organic label means the hens were fed organic feed and were not given antibiotics, which is another positive factor for both animal welfare and the purity of the product. Understand that you will pay more for these eggs, and you should. This is a case where you are voting with your dollars for a more ethical and nutritious food system. You are paying for better treatment of animals and a superior product for your body. The cheap, white, dozen egg carton from caged hens is cheap for a reason. The cost of that low price is borne by the animal and, to a lesser extent, the nutritional quality of your food. In conclusion, the great egg debate is a classic example of a solution in search of a problem. We have been conditioned to look for simple visual cues to make complex decisions about our health. We want a quick answer. Is white bread bad? Is brown rice good? Is red meat unhealthy? The world of nutrition is rarely that black and white, or in this case, brown and white. The truth is more nuanced. The truth requires us to look beyond the surface, to understand the story behind our food. The humble egg, in all its simplicity, teaches us a profound lesson about our relationship with what we eat. It teaches us to question our assumptions, to research beyond the marketing, and to understand that true quality often lies in the process, not the packaging. The shell is just a container, a protective casing that nature designed. What's inside is what counts, and what's inside is determined by the life the hen lived. So, let's break free from the shell color bias. Let's empower ourselves with knowledge. The next time you're in that grocery aisle, you can walk confidently past the color and straight to the labels that matter. You can choose the egg that supports animal welfare, that delivers the highest nutritional value, and that truly deserves the title of a health food. You are no longer a victim of a marketing myth. You are an informed consumer, a health advocate for yourself and your family. This deep dive into the truth about eggs has been enlightening for you. If it has changed the way you will shop forever, then I urge you to become part of our community. The world of health and nutrition is filled with similar myths and misconceptions, and my mission is to clear them all up, one by one. By subscribing to our channel, you are ensuring that you continue to receive this kind of evidence-based, straight-talking health information. You will be arming yourself against the confusion of fad diets and clever marketing. So, click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. If this speech brought you value, if it saved you money and confusion at the grocery store, then please pay it forward. Share this video with your friends, your family, anyone you know who has ever wondered about the difference between white and brown eggs. Let's spread this knowledge far and wide. And if you found this information helpful, give it a like. That like button is a powerful signal that helps this message reach more people who need to hear it. Together, we can build a healthier, more informed world. Thank you for your time, and remember, true health is found in knowledge, not in assumptions.